Right, are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording, mate. We're all good.
Welcome to the third episode of Lockdown with me, Nick Banks, and your man next to me, Mr. Adam Bouabda.
I don't even have to be here. You just do it all.
We've got a good show.
I don't even need to be here. You just do it all.
We've got a good show tonight, mate. I'm looking forward to this.
I know. Well done, Nick. Well done. So Nick's pulled it out the bag, and he has got his former UFC fighter in Brad Scott, and he's going to regale us with some of his tales of being a first of all a mixed martial artist, but also being in the UFC. He took part in the, I think it's 2012 or 2013 season of the Ultimate Fighter Australia. It was Australia versus the UK.
And he got to the final, where he then tore off with former middleweight champion Mr. Robert Whittaker. So
exactly.
We're going to discuss a little bit about
and he went the distance with him.
Yeah, he went the distance with him. Not many people can say that.
No, not at all. Bobby Knuckles knocks people out, and Brad went the distance. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. So we've got that coming up very shortly, probably about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But first, let's get into life. What's going on, Nick?
Yeah, man, not much really. We're 14 days in isolation tomorrow.
Really? It's 14 days?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, we've sort of stayed in. Not a great deal's happened. Really, just keeping an eye on the news, see what's going on in the world. Obviously, everything's fucking really shit at the minute. But but we'll stay away from that, man. We'll try and keep it as light-hearted as we can. And man, it's going to be good. So how's your day been, dude?
I've had a bit of a weird day today, actually. So, I've been working a lot this week, and today I've tried not to do any work, and I've had to do little bits and bobs.
How did that go? Because you're a workaholic, man.
Yeah, man. I've been talking to everybody. Been talking to people in China, people in the US. I've been talking to some directors I'm working with, some writers I'm working with. I said to Haley this morning, this is probably not the best day to be doing a podcast because I'm sick of talking to people. But it was just, so what I did this afternoon was I just took myself off upstairs, put on Disney Plus, and I watched an Avengers film. And I just, I had that separation from obviously work and just obviously the family as well. Because I think we're starting to get a bit cabin fevery. And Isaac's dead loud. For those that don't know, my son's autistic and he's just non-stop all of the time. He does.
Well, I spoke to you earlier on and all I heard from you and Haley was, Isaac, put those back on.
He takes his pants off all the time, man. Dick out, bum out, constantly, man.
He loves being naked.
He does. He just loves being naked, man. And I'm sick of looking at his dick. Just put your pants back on. That's probably the most thing we tell him. Put your pants back on. And it's just a nightmare. But at the same time, he's just so lovely as well because he dances around to Frozen and pretends he's Elsa. I was saying to Haley, I said, you know what, right? When this kid's 40, you're going to be taking him to the cinema and he'll have a beard and an Elsa dress on. Seriously, man, he's just he's obsessed with it. So this morning he had this dragon outfit on. It's just you put it over your head and it's got a cape. And then he'd sellotaped a cushion to himself with Simba sellotaped to the cushion and 2 pens. And we were like, what the fuck is this kid doing? We have no idea what he's thinking. It's just he knows what he wants to do, so just let him get on with it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's really loud. So what I decided to do was take myself upstairs, watch the last Avengers movie, because I didn't really watch it properly. Shed a tear when Iron Man dies, spoiler alert. It was good. I enjoyed it, man. It was long. It was very long. Could have been.
Yeah.
I always think things can be shorter. When Mandalorian came out, I really enjoyed the whole series. Each episode was really good.
I've only seen 2 episodes. 2 episodes.
Have you? Because you've done it legally, right? Well, I actually paid for Disney Life before Disney Plus came out, which was the same price. Okay. And I just went, you know what? I'm illegally downloading these, and I'm going to watch them because I already pay for it. I pay for the service, and so what I did was I got the full series. I downloaded HD versions of each episode, and during January, when there's not much going on in this business, like film business, I decided to cut them all into one film. So I actually made it into like a 2-hour and 52-minute sort of feature film, and just condensed all of the episodes into it. So it's not, it jumps a little bit. You could probably remove 2 of the episodes completely, but I didn't want to do that because I thought, people have gone to the bloody work of making these. You want to tell that bit of the story. So, I did that. So I always think things can be condensed. I think sometimes, especially at the moment, because television is much more popular than cinema, because obviously people are sitting and watching Netflix, HBO, Amazon, Hulu, all these different streaming services, now Disney Plus. The dream is for every director and producer is to be that feature film person, to make the Oscars and all that kind of stuff. That's the dream. But where the money is the TV stuff, because you literally get paid up front and you get the budgets to make these things. So now what feature film writers and directors and producers are doing is they're taking sort of like a film and then stretching it out. And sometimes it really screws up what could have been a really good thing, and makes it too long and boring and drawn out. I'll tell you what did that. There was a Western series on Netflix called Godless. It's a good series. Okay. It is a real good series. But what they did, that the writer and director of that was trying for about 10 years to get it made as a feature film. He had lots of different cast attached to it, and it was like, I know George Clooney was attached to it at some point, and blah, blah, blah. Loads of different people. But it just fell through. Anyway, he got his opportunity to do a series on Netflix. And so they made like an 8-part series. And it just, every episode, you kind of were like, come on, hurry up. Hurry up. Come on, get to the point. So it's not always the best thing. So condense.
I'm pretty sure you sent me that actually once you finished recording it, I think. But because I've only seen the 2 episodes. Literally where I've got up to now is like Baby Yoda's just come onto the scene. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're on the second episode. So I think episode 3's out now. But maybe watch my version afterwards. And I mean, you might agree with it, you might not agree with it. Some people have said, oh no, you've cut too much out of it. Some people have said, oh, you should have done it this way. But it's one of those things. You just if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Did you manage to get around to watch? Did you...
Oh, I've lost you, Nick. I've lost you. Oh no! Right, just
you, mate. See you.
Hello. I can hear you now.
I can still hear you.
I can hear you, but your video's just like you're going like this. Oh, there we go. Oh. Yeah, this is not good. Internet connection, man. So for anybody who's actually going to watch this, so because everybody is at home doing nothing except being on the internet, all of the service providers are really struggling. It is selfish because we're trying to do a podcast, and because everybody's streaming 10 devices in each house, it's taking its toll on the internet. It's a Saturday night where most people would normally be out. And now you've got like everybody in having parties like live streamed and stuff like that. I mean, I did that last night actually, but it was from my office. So good business internet.
Yeah, man. Good. So, are we ready?
I keep losing you again, mate. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you fine, mate.
I think it's my download. I think my upload's... I think my upload's fine.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by former UFC fighter, the very talented Mr. Bradley Scott, one of the best MMA fighters in the UK. How are you doing this evening, sir? Are you well?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic, friend. A little bit tipsy. It is Corona Christmas. And Corona Christmas, I mean by I'm not allowed to leave my fucking house in the slightest in case I kill some old person or young person. So, and also out of respect, I wouldn't have done it anyway because I'm a nice guy. Is the fact, I think I speak for everyone when I say this stay indoors bullshit has been absolutely horrendous. I have got a key worker certificate to go and do plumbing, but
yeah,
I've
me
had
too.
no
I've got a key worker certificate as well.
Look at this flash. Can we swear on this?
Yeah, swear away, mate.
Yeah, look at this fucking flash before I come. What do you do then?
I'm just a cleaner, mate.
How the fuck can a cleaner be a fucking key worker?
Because we've got to keep all the supermarkets clean, mate, to stop everybody else fucking getting this coronavirus bullshit.
Do you know what? That makes total sense. I don't know why I said that. Same as a bin man as well. If they all stopped working, we'd be fat, wouldn't we?
Yeah, man.
It'd be like it'd be like the Black Plague again, wouldn't it? The bubonic plague in the 1960s. Was it 1665 or something?
Yeah.
People play Black Death with the black rats that come over from France. History buff.
Yeah, man. Nice.
No, I don't fuck about, kid. I read some Wikipedia.
How are you finding it at the minute then, dude? Because obviously you can't go training or anything like that. How's it? How's that sort of affecting you at the minute?
There is only a couple of things keeping me alive. One of them is you might have heard of it. Believe it or not, it's Brasser avec Sévère depuis 1664, which are probably something to do with French, something to do with the 1664. When was Battle of Hastings?
1066.
Yeah, so pretty much 600 years before that was an important take in this. This come after it. But mate, honestly, mate, it's terrible. I feel like a prisoner and I've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's.
I mean?
See, yeah, I understand exactly what you mean, man. I just kind of compare it to being on tour. So when I was in the army, we used to go on jets for like 7 months. Very much like that. You just get up, do a bit of work, go and have food, and go to bed.
Yeah, but the difference is, in all fairness to you, you know, and I got a lot of respect for all you heroes and that. You sound quite casual when you say, "Oh, we went out on tour and shit." When you went out on tour, people were trying to blow you up, shoot you, cut your head off. It's kind of a big deal when you go out.
Yeah,
I said to you earlier on the phone and that I've had friends that have been shot, had their legs blown off. My cousin was actually in the paper. Timothy Hutchin, bless his cotton socks, he's still alive. He got shot 7 times by friendly fire. I mean, it's not the same as getting in a cage. When you actually fight in Iraq or Afghan, people are there to kill you in the most nasty way possible. It is quite a scary experience.
Yeah, but that must surely be the same.
I'd done.
That must surely be the same though for when you get in the cage. Like it's just one-on-one. It's just 2 of you in there, man. It's one of you's going to walk out winning. Say again.
There's a referee there.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I suppose. Like it'd be interesting if they had referees for war.
They get shot.
Some bloke coming on at like right. Can
you imagine how fucking hip? Can you imagine how hippo ass Neil Hall coming in? Mate, stop there. We got injury at middle of the battlefield. Mate, they just fucking shoot that fuck cunt and be like, "Hey, Rhino!" Get him. You know, fuck Neil Hall, but he's a good ref. Yeah, but seriously, like the difference is there's no rules in what you done, and there is in what I done. I can't eye gouge someone or shoot them, whereas in your case, you could put your dick in their mouth. That come out a bit wrong, didn't it? Put your gun in their mouth.
Yeah, man. But again, there's rules to war. It's same. There's rules to everything. So it's you know what I mean. Everybody's got to follow the rules.
Well, the Geneva Convention is from the Allied side, the NATO side. It doesn't mean that the Al Qaeda obey to that side, does it?
Oh well, yeah. They 100% don't follow the rules. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure beheading people's not in the Geneva Convention.
Yeah. No. I agree with that. Man. So let's talk a little bit of MMA then, dude. How old were you when you got started? Like, who got you started into it? What brought you into this world? 18.
All right, so just like you, I wanted to be a squaddy.
Yeah.
I wanted to go into the Royal Marines. And it sounds kind of sick. I wanted to go in the Royal Marines because all I wanted to do was go to war. Because I'm an adrenaline junkie and I wanted to shoot at people and shoot guns. Sounds kind of sick, but I guarantee you I'm not the only person thinking this.
I joined the army, mate, because I wanted to shoot guns and stuff.
I'm glad you've said the same thing, because a lot of people will say, oh, I wanted to join the army to travel the world and see out the seven seas. Fuck off. I wanted to get behind the gun and shoot as many cunts as I could. I went down to Bristol to the Royal Navy office to join in as a sign as a Marine. My mum signed off the form, and I joined at the college at the same time. And I turned up, and I was a fat, weedy little mess. And they told me to go to college. I went to college, and then I think the war in Iraq started off.
Yeah.
What year was the war in Iraq?
2003.
All right, so it might have been way after that then. But 3 years after that. And they told me to go to college, finish that. I didn't go, but by then I'd already turned pro fighting, and then on it was history. But I've got nothing but respect for soldiers, especially Marines, because that was what I wanted to do. Paras as well.
Yeah,
I've got a lot of friends that are paras. RGW. I don't know any losers are in the RLC. I'm me taking a piss of break. Everyone needs someone to be a taxi driver.
Well, that's it, mate. That's it. You know what I mean?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
So there was no like family outside, sort of. None of your family did any combat sports or anything like that for you to sort of get.
Mate, my dad is downstairs dancing the fucking country right now, drinking Fosters. Does it look like I got any family that fight? My mum came upstairs and told me to wash my hands in case I caught the coronavirus. Like, my family do not fight.
Okay.
I have no idea. I'm just really, really competitive. I like violence, and that's it. There's no other reason to it.
So,
people don't understand that answer.
No, I totally understand that answer, man. You've got to be of a certain mindset, I think, though, as well, to understand, like how people sort of do get drawn to things through the violence sort of side of things. I had mates who I was in the army with. Again, like we mentioned before, they were just proper into. They joined the army because they enjoy the violence of it.
Mate, violence is exciting. People underestimate how much that the human beings enjoy violence. I like violence. It sounds it's hard to explain. It sounds kind of weird. Like what I'm not proud of it now, but when I used to go out when I was a kid, I did enjoy fighting. I enjoyed violence.
Yeah,
it was exciting.
Yeah, but I mean, it's totally different though. Once you become a professional fighter, obviously you can't just go out onto the street smacking people. And
well, you don't really want to anymore. Just because it doesn't seem something you need to do. It's like before I was a pro fighter, yeah, I'd love grab. And the worst thing is not being big-headed. When I used to get in these street fights, I knew I was going to win. It's almost like bullying. You knew you were going to win, even if it was against 2 or 3 guys. And then all of a sudden, you just stop doing it and you become the peacekeeper. That's what ended up happening. I ended up stopped fighting. I hurt a couple of people, and then after that, I never done it again.
Okay, so yes.
I'm not going to go into who I hurt or how bad, but
no. But what do your family think about you fighting?
Savage. You got me fucking joking. Oh my god, they didn't even realise it was real. When I first told my mum I said I was having an MMA fight, she thought it was like a taekwondo match.
Okay.
When she turned up and saw a cage, she had no idea what was going on. My dad was shitting his fucking pants. They had no idea what was going on. Have you just filled up your glass again?
Yep.
Man, I just magic. Oh, if I done that, there we go.
Yes.
Oh, what have I done now? There we go.
Oh, you're back on. I can see you. Yeah. So, like, do any other LC brothers, sisters, or anything like that?
Brother was pro too. No, brother was amateur, I think.
Okay.
He had about 10 fights.
Right. So.
Shit.
So a question that I've always wanted to ask somebody, like who's fought for the UFC, how does that even happen? Like, does Dana White ring you up and go, "Fucking, all right, mate? Do you want to fucking hit the big time?" Or you just get
No, that's not how it happens. I was on the Ultimate Fighter when I went for the Ultimate Fighter trials. Excuse me for yawning, but it is at least 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, so what happened is I applied for the Ultimate Fighter, and you had to be selected to go through. I got selected to go through. I'd already checked the rankings, and I knew I had a really, really good shot of going through because I was already top. Not including the guys that were in the UFC, I was around top 3. So I knew I was going to do well anyway.
In the UK.
Yeah. I just beat Mock Raman, and Mock is a really nice guy, but I really beat Mock quite convincingly.
Yeah.
So I knew it was like me, Danny Mitchell, Bola Omiele, Luke Newman, Valentino Petrescu, and a few others. With the chance to go through. Yeah. So we'd done our trials, and then I ended up doing exceedingly well. So I had a bit of a gut feeling I was going through. And the best feeling ever, I was on the forklift at work. I had I had about 180 tyres. I used to work for Cooper Tyres.
Right.
And then my forklift, I got the phone call from the manager, answered it. And he goes, "Oh yeah, you got to leave Wednesday." It's like that. Put the phone in my pocket, turned the engine off, pulled the keys out, put it on the seat, walked to the office, and I said, "Goodbye, Frank," and just fucked straight off.
Just as simple as that.
I left. Yeah, I couldn't wait to say fuck off. Fuck off. What I wanted to say was, fuck off, you fat, horrible little noncy cunt. But I just said, goodbye. Yeah, left my forklift in the middle of the yard, got in my car, drove home, and didn't eat for 3 days.
Okay.
What, I was so heavy because I didn't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, try to get the weight down.
I was like 90 kilos about 4 days before I left.
Oh, okay. So, and for people that haven't seen the didn't see your journey through the UFC, obviously you were in the UK versus Australia sort of competition that they had in that, and then you got through to the final where you fought the former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker.
How's he as a person to stand across the side of the ring and just the octagon and just sort of stare that out because he's a good fighter.
Hey, he's a nice guy as well, man. He's actually a really nice guy. When I last saw him, he had a little. Well, he doesn't drink alcohol, but I did. I had like a quadruple vodka Red Bull, but he had a Diet Coke. He was actually a really, really, really nice guy. I ain't got a bad word to say about him, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're cool.
Well, life's bad word.
I seen a picture. I seen a picture of your ear after that fight. Whew.
Oh, mate. Do you want to hear a story about that?
Yeah. Go for it.
So we went backstage, and then you got like the medics and shit and all that crap afterwards. And I like painkillers at the best of time. And they go, "Oh, your ear's a bit of a mess." And they got a needle out. Is it a white needle or something? Really, really, really thick.
Right. Okay.
But the blood was so collagen. Wrong ear. The blood was that. Yeah, the blood was so coagulated. Yeah. They couldn't withdraw the blood from the ear.
Wow.
So my coach got a standing knife. I don't know what they call that in Australia. Findy knife. He got a standing knife. And he slashed it down the middle. And that's why I got that weird scar there.
Yeah.
And then he popped it there and then. Oof. Which was not very pleasant. But the best thing was, we then had, I thought the best one ever. When I fought Dylan the Villain Andrews, I hit him with a sick guillotine in the second round. I got in the ambulance and checked my jaw because they thought it was broken.
Okay.
They gave me a fentanyl lollipop, right? And I said it hurt my jaw too much.
Right.
Suck it. They then go, I hope you don't mind taking drugs for your nose. And they no, don't think what you want about, you villain. They put fentanyl at my fucking. I mean, I got nostrils. I could suck a golf ball through a garden hose, and these cats buggers. They put fentanyl up my nose. Have you ever tried fentanyl?
Nope.
It's like if Jesus made wine. I mean, honestly, if Jesus made wine, it'd be fentanyl. It was the most amazing feeling in the world.
Yeah,
I thought I was floating for like 3 days. Well, 30 minutes to be precise.
Yeah. So I mean, so after that Robert Whittaker fight, obviously you went on to the main roster for the UFC sort of thing. How was that, man? Like training camps and stuff like that. Like, did they change once you got into the UFC, or have you always sort of stuck to a strict sort of training camp and you don't really sort of veer away from, or do you take each opponent differently, or are you not bothered? You just turn up and fight?
Well, before that, I wasn't really a pro fighter. I just turned up, had a bit of fun, trained, went out on the session with the boys, had great sessions. Like I'm missing out on right now. Next door, there's been like a group fucking chat thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really give a fuck. And then it was like, oh yeah, by the way, you're fighting in front of 20,000 people at the O2 in 14 weeks against Michael Kuiper, who just absolutely savaged this guy. And it was like, all right, America, here I come. So, sorry, D1, I'm not being impolite.
No, it's all right, mate. It's late.
I woke up at, it's fucking late, you silly cunt. It's fucking, what was it? 10 to 10. No, I woke up at like 5 this morning, fucking alcohol withdrawal.
Oh, okay.
No, so I decided to find a camp in America, and I went to the MMA lab with Ben Henderson in Phoenix.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, fucking gracious. What a fucking hellhole. Some of the best coaching I've ever had, best sparring I've ever had. But the temperature, oh my God. I turned up on that shit in August. Mate, you have no idea how hot that is. Oh, I've been to Iron Upper, I've been to Cyprus, I've been to Turkey. That shit is like fucking Egypt times 5.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die. Desert, nothing lives there. Even the sand melts. Mate, it was horrible. They got an army base in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
Mate, I thought I was going to die. I didn't leave the house for like 12 weeks.
Like, what's it like training out in the States? Is it different to the UK? Like,
hot.
Like, other than the weather and stuff, do they approach it differently? Do they sort of look at things differently from the way do American fighters sort of train differently from UK fighters? Is it like a okay,
yeah, they embrace the grind more,
right? Okay, that's interesting.
It almost feels like they always overtrain you, whereas when I was in the UK, I tell you what, it almost seems like the UK is actually more intelligent and more strategic with their training, whereas America is like, let's break your soul every day. At the same time, their technique was better.
Right. Okay.
So it's like you get the both. It's like you get the. Do you know what I mean? So the technique they show you better. The guys you train with are better, but the amount of training they do with you is too hard.
Oh, okay.
I remember coming to a Friday, I was nearly in tears.
Really?
I got there on the Monday, finished on the Friday. I was a broken man. I wanted to come home. It was that hard. And the funniest thing is as well is when you speak to people, like, I'm not being big-headed at all. Anyway, I don't count myself as some sort of god or anything like that, but I was pretty good at what I'd done.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to come back to England and train with guys that were good, and I'd like not just beat them, but fucking destroy them. Absolutely destroy them. Break their soul. I'm not going to say anything now, but I told you earlier about the guy I made cry and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the level from Cage Warriors to UFC is a big difference.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%. Like UFC, the UFC is like the top promotion. You know what I mean? These are the best fighters that you're going to get in the world.
It's the same as
sorry, mate.
Yeah, you Bellator in the UFC. Sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt. No. Bellator in the UFC. The top Bellator guys, they could be in the UFC.
Yeah.
The bottom Bellator guys couldn't dream of being on Cage Warriors, let alone being in the UFC.
Yeah. I mean, it's Like UK wise, who's your favourite fighter? And international wise, who's your favourite fighter? Who are those guys that you look at and you go, "Fuck me, they're good."
Considering Kent Cowperham is one of my best friends.
Okay.
And I've helped. I mean, him train together since he was about mate. I think Kent Cowperham. When I first sparred Kent Cowperham, he was about 16.
Okay.
This cunt looked about. Honestly, this cunt looked about 35 at 16.
Like Brock Lesnar then.
No, mate, honestly, Kent Cowperham, about 14 years old, he played for like he played for the year 11s.
Okay.
It was just like, mate, the guy's a freak. He's just, fucking does, mate. He's good at everything. There's nothing. The guy who beat Alessio Sakara, he fought Melvin Manhoff, Fabian Edwards. He's good. He's good at everything. He didn't even try.
Wow.
So obviously, that's my favourite. I like Scott Askren.
You beat Scott Askren, yeah?
Yeah, not just his fans are twats, and I hope they all hear this. All of Scott Askren's fans that started on my dad, if I ever see you, I will smash your fucking teeth in.
There you go, guys.
Just get that out of the way now. Otherwise, Paul Davies great, Dan Hardy's great, Dean Anderson's great, Scott Askren's great. Mike Wilkinson is my boy. I love Mike Wilkinson.
What do you think of Leon Edwards?
Leon, from Birmingham. Oh, he's absolutely brilliant. He's a great fighter. I've trained with Leon actually. Yeah. And I tell you what, he is as explosive as it gets.
Yeah, man.
He can beat anyone in that division.
Yeah.
I was the only one at the whole of my team that bet on him beating Gunnar Nelson. I knew he'd beat Gunnar Nelson. Too fast, too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leon Edwards is absolutely sick. And do you know what? He's a really, really nice guy.
Yeah, he comes across like a nice dude.
He's very humble, brilliant, absolutely humble from Birmingham. He's really... Oh, do you know Tom Breeze too?
No, I'm not.
Tom Breeze? Well, you should know Tom Breeze. He is probably, pound for pound, one of the best fighters Britain's ever produced.
Oh, okay.
He struggles. I don't know what it is, but he sort of struggles mentally in the cage. But I've trained with Tom, and he's one of the best fighters I've ever trained with. Yeah,
there's that whole different thing. I mean, how like I've never experienced it. You've experienced it. What's it like when you go from training to being under them lights with 20,000 people, like you said, just all staring at you, looking at you, cheering for you, booing you, whatever they're doing? How is that? How's that experience, man? That must be insane.
Do you know what? I think it's.
Or does it all just get blocked out?
Out nowadays, I'm getting about 550 fucking chats to play drinking games. So no, I'll tell you what. The only thing I cannot even describe to you. You can ask, and I don't give a fuck what any fighter says. Even Donald Tony says the same thing. When you walk out, when that Bert, no, it's not Bert. There used to be a black guy called Bert, right?
Right.
And he used to come out to your locker room. You go bang, bang, bang. You go, we're rolling, yeah. And literally, my arsehole used to go like that.
That's very similar to well, I'm saying it's very similar, but it must be the same sort of like performing in any sort of audience. I mean, like I said, I'm a stand-up comedian, man, and when you step out on that stage, my ass is like,
oh, I'd love to be a comedian.
Do it, mate. Do it. Try it.
I ain't got the guts.
What?
Too scared of failure.
You stand in a fucking cage and fight another man. What you,
yeah, we don't get laughed
what are you scared of, man?
You don't get laughed at, do you?
Well, no, but
yeah. Well, in all fairness, if you get laughed at as a comedian, you're doing a pretty fucking good job.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So. Oh
my God, mother, I had a terrible night last night. I got laughed at by audience. That's exactly what you want, isn't it? Fuck me. What did you do last night, son? Oh, I got laughed at by audience. In front of the audience, fat. Well, it's a massive fucking difference.
Yeah, man. I mean, the worst thing that, like, I've died on my ass. I've done a couple thousand gigs now, I reckon, and like I've stood on stage and I've fucking died on my ass and nobody's laughed.
What's your funniest joke? Cut the shit. What's your funniest joke? Don't kiss your lips at me, cunt. What's your funniest joke?
I'm not sure.
What's your
actually.
funniest
Like,
joke?
I'm known for a couple of jokes. I'm known for it's
go on then, fire away.
They're long jokes. They're not
Is it about the guy in the council estate with the elephant?
No, it's about having an enema.
So a what?
An enema.
See, jokes like that don't count. I want like funny jokes.
Yeah, it is a funny joke, but like I do story jokes, not like punchy one-liner things.
I gotta be honest with you. Like story jokes always the best, but if they don't get the punchline at the end, it's pretty bad.
I mean, I'll tell you one of my jokes, right? So we came back from the Gulf, right, in 2003, and as you know, it's a dry state. You're not allowed to drink. So the first thing we did when we got back was we just went straight down into the boozer. We were in there a couple of hours, right? And this idiot came walking in over to our table and he picked up one of those knives, you know, the wooden knives with the steak handles. And he put his hand on the table and he started to play that game. And he got about 3 or 4 seconds into it and he shoved the knife through that part of his hand. But instead of pulling it out like a normal person, he went like that. So he had this flappy bit of skin just flapping about on his hand, and my mate went, "You want to see how hard I am?" And he picked up the knife and he shoved it straight into his leg to the handle. And he looked at this lad and he went, "And that's how hard I am, you little prick, right?" And the colour in this lad's face sort of drained and nearly threw up in his hand and he left. And my mate, he sat back down, he pulled that knife out of his leg, took a big sip of his pint, looked at us all in the eyes and went, "I tell you what, lads, it's times like this, I fucking love being an amputee."
Oh, you fucking... Oh, you little shit up. What a terrible... I tell you what, that is fucking shite.
Mate, that's a true story. That's a true story. That actually happened.
That actually happened. Oh, mate. That would be the biggest party trick in the world. Yeah, I'd be like, here, mate, here, cunt chop. Listen to I bet 10 quid, I can stab myself deeper than you can for a tenner, like. You get me? Here, man, watch this.
Here, Bristol.
Listen, bleed now. Get a great big knife out, go straight for your prosthetic leg.
Yeah, bud.
Then you watch that poor guy stab his femur artery and die and go, "Yeah, you owe me a tenner, like. Don't forget tenner, like.
Here, boy, you owe me a tenner." So, like, the only fight in mixed martial arts that doesn't seem to have been cancelled yet is fucking Tony versus Khabib. How do you see that?
No, wait there. I'll ask questions now.
Go on then.
Who's going to win?
So, I'd like to see Tony win.
No, that's not what I said. That's not
Khabib.
what I said.
Khabib.
All right, yeah. Now, next question. So you said Khabib. How?
I think he'll submit him.
You reckon Khabib will submit Tony Ferguson?
Just to prove a point, yeah.
All right. Well,
just to prove a point.
No is what I think, no.
Okay, so how do you think it's going to go?
Decision. Khabib.
Okay. Yeah.
Like and an absolute fucking beatdown too.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, I think Khabib's just... It's weird. I kind of like him. I think Ferguson's a bit of a weird cunt, but I really like Khabib.
Yeah, like I'm a big Khabib fan, man. I just think he's like just what he does, the amount of like pressure and that he puts on people. He always comes forward.
I'm just gonna save a turtle and take this off my can a minute, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab another beer anyway, dude.
So I've had enough of Earth. I'm in space because I just can't be bothered anymore. No coronavirus in space. I can go anywhere I want.
No confirmed cases yet, mate. You imagine if the International Space Station went, yeah, we've got somebody with coronavirus up here.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I did start off on the beach, but
Nice.
I just
You
thought,
look like Elvis Presley at the minute.
I know the hair's quite big, isn't it? The hair's really big. What's going on with the hair? It's because it was flat.
Of Bouabda.
It's because it was flat, and then when we said we were going to come on here, I just quickly pushed it up. So yeah, it is a little bit Elvis. That I like it. You know.
Yeah, man.
It works.
1950s little look going on there.
Of course.
Lucky bastard.
Ha! I might come to that very soon. I can't go to the hairdressers for another. Like, I should have really went a week and a half ago. That was like per me norm, but yeah, didn't. So apologies for all the technical issues last night, folks. First of all, my download was the big problem. Uploading was fine because these guys could actually see me, hear me, everything was perfect. Well, I couldn't see or hear them. So that's why I just sort of went off the call, because I thought if I kept trying to jump in, it was just going to mess up the flow. And I thought, you know, Nick managed to get Brad on. So it was only right that they had... Shut up, Siri. That they should have that.
I'm not sure how to respond to that.
Honestly, Siri does my head in. So yeah, big shame that I couldn't be on the call. I mean, I've watched the video now up until the point where the sound cut off.
Until we started having technical issues.
Yeah. So Nick then went on to record the conversation, what you've just heard, and then when it cuts off, you'd went to get another beer, and when you pressed record again, there was no audio recording. Yeah. So. What a nightmare, man.
Yeah.
But
yesterday's recording was a bit of a nightmare.
So I suppose that's sort of like a bit of a learning curve with doing this, obviously podcasting and bringing other people on board as to how it needs to be done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and work out myself how best we can do this together, and then how we're probably best off bringing on other people. From a technical standpoint. But it seems like you two had a good conversation.
It was good. He's interesting. He's an interesting guy. He's got a lot of good stories and stuff like that. But we'll get him back on at some point if people are wanting to sort of listen to essentially what didn't get recorded last night. Because
I mean, there was probably another 40 minutes worth of recording there where there was no audio. Right. Just what a nightmare, man. So I think we definitely need to have that backup audio source somehow, by like recording it through like your Audacity or my Audition. And I don't know what we're going to do about that. I mean, I paid for the premium version of this Zoom, and I'm not that fussed on it, to be honest. So
okay,
it's not.
It seems all right when there's two people. It's just bringing that third.
Yeah, exactly.
Third person in, but
looks like I haven't
trial and error.
It looks like I haven't made the bed here. This bed was made, and then Isaac decided to come and play hide and seek in here about 15 minutes ago. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
What we're going to do these two times a week now. We've sort of decided.
If we can do, I mean, definitely once a week, and we'll try and fit in another one. I know you've already organised Wednesdays podcast with the one and the only Pat Monahan.
Mr. Patrick Monahan, comedy fans will know Pat. Me and Adam have known Pat for a very long time, but we'll get into all of that when we speak to him on Wednesday.
Yeah, so we'll be having lots of different kinds of people on here. So we'll have obviously MMA fighters and referees, anybody from the MMA community. But then obviously Nick has a big comedy background, and I have a little comedy background. So we'll be talking to lots of comedians. And then my filmmaker background, we'll hopefully get some directors on, some actors, some writers, that kind of thing, and just talk to some interesting people. So so this one's been a bit of a dud in a way technically, but I think some of the content that you got with Brad was really cool. Next time we get him on, we'll maybe do it during the day, so he hasn't had so much of a drink. I love the fact that he was drinking wine out of a pint glass. I think that's mint.
Yeah, pints of wine.
Pints of wine.
So,
so we'll do that, and hopefully the MMA community enjoyed that bit of crack with him as well. And we'll get him on for a bit more.
Well, can we just say thank you to Bradley Scott for actually agreeing to come on and do that. Much appreciated. It was an interesting way to spend an evening.
Definitely, man. Definitely. But no, thanks, Brad. Really, even though I didn't get to talk to you very much. We'll sort it for next time.
So we will be back on Wednesday.
Yes.
We'll be back with Pat Monahan. And until then, keep locked down.
Locked down. So much fun. See you later, peeps. Bye.